Hey y'all, my name's Rhett Harmon. I go to UNR Med. I'm a second year, and we got a little bit of a different assignment, an exciting project for y'all. And I'll be explaining what a myocardial infarction, or a heart attack, you can say, is, with going over starting out with anatomy, and then doing a little bit of a demonstration that I hopefully will play out well. I have a good idea in my head, so hopefully we can bring it to fruition. And then we'll wrap up with how to avoid or lower the risk of heart attack. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get right into it. So I'll see you guys in the next scene. So we're gonna start off with some basic heart anatomy. So here's your heart, if you have one. Well, I hope you have one. And there's two sides of the heart. There's a right side, and then there's a left side. And there's 4 chambers total. So I'll just go ahead and cut this in half. And blood from your body is deoxygenated. That will come back to the right side of the heart. So it'll come into the right side of the heart, and it'll enter. And then it will leave and go to the lungs. And then in the lungs, that's where the blood will become oxygenated. And then it'll return back to the heart, to the left side. And then from the left side, it will leave and then go to all various different organs. So it'll go to the muscle. It'll go to the liver, the stomach, the kidneys, everywhere basically, because every organ system needs blood, because blood carries oxygen, and for muscles, for example, it uses that oxygen to create a contraction, to pump. And it's important to note that the heart is also a muscle, and so it also needs oxygen in order to contract and send that blood out elsewhere. And interestingly enough, the heart is actually very good at extracting oxygen from red blood cells. So it has these coronary vessels. There's one in front, and it's descending, and there's one that goes around the right side and to the back, and then there's one in the back that also provides blood for the back of the heart. One goes around the left side. And these coronary vessels here provide blood to the heart, and the heart extracts the oxygen from them. So in a myocardial infarction, if these coronary vessels are blocked, therefore the heart is not able to get blood and extract that oxygen from the blood that is needed in order to create contraction. So we're going to go ahead and go outside and try to make this demonstration using a hose and a tree. So see you in the next. All right, so now we're outside. We got a trusty hose here that's shooting out water, and we got a tree here that's well and alive and green. And we're gonna go ahead and have you imagine that this tree here is healthy heart tissue. It's a healthy heart, it's beating, it's green, it's alive. This hose will represent the coronary vessels that is supplying the heart with blood, and the water will actually represent the blood that is oxygenated and allowing the heart tissue to contract. So with the steady stream here, there's no occlusion, there's no problem in the vessels. It's completely wide open. You can clearly see that there's a steady laminar flow stream coming out, and it's supplying the heart with blood. But imagine in a myocardial infarction, if this tissue was obstructed by fat or cholesterol or smooth muscle proliferation or fibrin, some type of clot that's not allowing any blood through the hose and out to the tree. So I'll go ahead and shut this off, imagining that there's a huge type of thrombus or emboli or something that's obstructing flow. So I'll go ahead and turn it off. And now no blood, no water is getting through. And imagine what would happen to the cardiac tissue. It's no longer going to be alive and well. It's going to be more like this tree over here on the right. It's going to be more dead tissue that is really not irreversible. It's not going to come back and be alive. This tree is going to have to be replaced, or parts of the tree would be dead. Maybe we can save some other parts. But if we go ahead and try to unobstruct that obstruction and clear out that fat or whatever was obstructing the hose, the coronary vessels, we can re-perfuse the cardiac tissue and have blood or water flow back through. And there's various ways that medical professionals can do this. They could either open up the vessel, go into the hose and clear out the obstruction, whether if that was fat or what, or they can use different type of medications that can break up the clots or the fibrin or some type of tissue or smooth muscle that is causing the hose to not be able to allow water or blood through. Hey y'all, so we just got back from that little demonstration outside. This right here is my dog Doc, and he just wanted to reiterate or have me reiterate on how to avoid getting a myocardial infarction or a heart attack. And I was like, all right, yeah, I guess you make a good point. So the first thing Doc wanted me to mention was to avoid high fatty foods and things high in cholesterol, which you can kind of check on the back of those food packaging. And then what was the other thing, Doc? Okay, yeah, so the other thing was to just stay active and make sure that that heart is contracting and getting rid of any of those obstructions in the blood vessels or coronary arteries that we talked about. And then make sure to go to your primary physician or your nurse practitioner or PA, whoever you see, annually, and get that checkup, and they'll check your blood pressure and your heart rate and make sure everything's copacetic there. So yeah, so I think hopefully this wasn't too complicated, and hopefully it was like educational. And yeah, so happy holidays from me and Doc. Until next time. All right, see ya.